Ruben Castillo. Just wanted to say something. So, Ruben, great.
I just wanted to say I'm deeply sorry for all of your Chacon family for your loss, and I've been best friends with Bobby. I was 17 years old when I first was his sparring partner for the Bazooka Limons fight. For all the tragedies that Bobby's gone through in his life, I've been there with Bob, and one day I'll never forget. He pulls up in front of my house in this beat-up Winnebago. Who in the hell is that? My wife says, I think that's Bobby. You're kidding me. And I looked and he goes, where did you get that? I got a good deal. Bet. So he parked it in front of my house for about 2 weeks. And I'm going, Bobby's still out there? Yep. So I'd bring him in, we'd eat, have fun. And he said, one day he says, what's in that room? Okay. And he was gone. And he left a bunch of smoke. I want you to know he left a bunch of smoke. But I've got some great stories with Bob. We played in a golf tournament one time, and he was sitting in the golf cart, and he's got his legs crossed, waiting for us to go to our designated holes. And I walked by, in the bottom of his golf shoes, you can see his feet. His soles were gone on both feet. And I look, I said, Bob, what happened to the soles of your shoes? He goes, what? He looked. Somebody stole them. He didn't have socks. Did they steal your socks? Yeah. So I said, come on, Bob. So we go in there. Well, but before we went in to get him some new golf shoes, he gets out of his car and he goes, I'm barefoot. I'm barefoot. Wow. We had I did a fight, a promoter fight in Nogales, Sonora, and had Maromero Paez on the show. And Michael Carbajal, of course, is like a brother to me too, and I said, Mike, we're gonna go to Nogales, you wanna come to the fight? Because we're having a press conference. And he says, who you taking to the press conference? Well, Paez and Bobby. He goes, can you fly to Phoenix instead of Tucson? I go, why? My dad's favorite fighters are Bobby and Paez. I said, oh boy, this is gonna get good. So we do. I go to Phoenix, and on the plane, I'm in the middle of Bobby and Paez. So when we're on the plane, Paez picks up a magazine in front, and he starts thumbing through the magazine, and Bobby says, Rube, what's he doing? Reading. He can't read English. Maromero Paez says, ¿qué dice pendejo? Que no te hagas güey, no sabes leer inglés, cabrón. So Bobby says, what did he say? Being the promoter that I am, he wants to whoop your booty, right? He goes, now? Bob, he's kidding. He said, nothing. So, Bobby, we had the fight, and back in those days, nobody collected cans and aluminum. It wasn't popular yet. But we had this, after the fights, Carlos Palomino came, I think Alexis was with us, and after the fight, the Paez fight, we're in the suite, and we hear, ksh, ksh. How is that? So we followed the noise, and Bobby's smashing cans in our bathroom because there's a kid out here that was collecting them, and he was gonna bring them back from Mexico. Oh no, Bob. He had a big plastic trash bag that he was gonna fill with cans to give to this kid that's collecting them. Bob, let's do this. how about if we get back, we'll go buy him a whole bunch of cans so he can smash, you know? So we, Bobby, on Cinco de Mayo, the Canelo Alvarez fight, and Amir Khan, Bobby was there with us. And I want to, before I forget this, I want to thank Michael Donahue and Laura for taking care of Bob. They took him and took great care of him. And you know, they're not in it for just, you know, they just love Bobby. And I, you know, with Bob at the end, didn't say much. And so, he was on my sofa, and we're all there having a barbecue, getting ready to watch Amir Khan and Canelo, and Bobby's looking at his hands on his lap. So I go up in front of Bobby, and I start, and I can do Bobby's style, like, be better than Bobby. That's how Bobby thought. So I'm sitting in front of him doing this, and he looks up slow, and he goes, you know? I said, I love you, Bob. And just like Bill said, Bobby would give kisses and kisses and the wettest kisses you ever. We were at the convention, and I'll talk about the WBC convention, but I want you to know, this man right here, Pepe, and Nancy, I have a daughter who passed away February the 10th, and Mauricio called me as soon as he heard, whatever you need, Ruben, and I will cherish the WBC forever. Mr. Suleiman, Bobby and I, it was just a coincidence that we're talking about going to the WBC convention in Las Vegas. And so Bobby and I, and Linda, and the madman, we're in a car, so we're following each other. Ephraim Herrera from the Dallas Cowboys. Let me see how many lives Bobby touched. Lafitte, the greatest jockey ever, and Humberto knows nothing about boxing. Yeah, he does. He thinks he does. So we're in Las Vegas, and he was amongst the great. I did okay in boxing, but he's an icon. These are the greatest fighters. You got Leonard, everybody there. And so they introduced us, and now we're on this stage, and this girl we've never seen before is panicked because, first of all, the stage is this high. You had to come up some stairs. Bobby wants to he wants to give her a hug and kisses. And she's getting right in that trouble. Oh, no, Bob. Oh, Bob, we can't do this. I just want to give her, I know. Hold on a second. Can you give me a hug? That was the worst thing that could have happened. Bobby was so lovely, he would not let her go. And I gotta get napkins and I mean, but so I saw I think it was a convention before that I saw Mr. Suleiman, and again, the WBC's produced the greatest fighters ever, and he treated us all the same. He treated each fighter the same as he would Tyson, Evander, Foreman, Chiquita, everybody the same. And you know, I didn't do bad, but I was no champion. I wasn't a WBC champion because they stole all my titles. But Bobby, and I want you to know, Boza Edwards called me when he heard about Bobby, and he said, "Ruben, is it true about Bobby?" I said, "It is." He says, "I want you to tell the people that we're greatly sorry for their loss, and there was nobody tougher than Bobby." And this is a black guy that's not rapping, he's talking like this about Bobby. I said, "Boza, who's the toughest guy you ever fought?" Bobby. You know, and he was, and Roger Mayweather was there with him, and we talked to him, and I mean, Bobby touched everybody's lives, and everywhere we went, they loved Bobby. And so just to finish up here, I don't want to bore you guys with stories, but the WBC family is Bobby's family, my family, every family, because they do honestly care about us. And Bill and Linda, you know, they give us tickets, invite us to fights. Nobody does that. Nobody does it. They do. And they're very good examples, and I live for the WBC. Thank you all.
Great stories and great memory. How many of you have a great memory about you? How many of you have a great memory about you? Look at that, look at that. I mean, that's just powerful. You're going to have to spend some time sharing those things together.